Pete Hegseth has the duty to give his briefings and give his thoughts and to plan out the next strategy for the war games ahead, right? But I think there's something a little bit deeper that people aren't talking about, because we have been in major wars before, but this type of meeting has never happened. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an astronomer. I don't know. But whatever is going on with 3-Eye Atlas and Russia and all these wars happening all at the same time could all be in cohesion with this meeting. What up? We back. We back. We back. We back. We back. We back. While y'all out there being petty, while y'all out there doing the worst and burning churches in your own cities, in your own states, in your own country, practicing treason, practicing pettiness, practicing unlawfulness. You notice that I had up an article about what's really going on, the bigger picture, the macro, the things that affect you or will affect you if this even gets bad. If things get bad, this will affect you. So let me pull up this article right now. Pete Hegseth is said to have summoned U.S. military brass from around the globe. This is as of 3 days ago. This article came out. The unusual directive without a stated reason came after the defense secretary fired several top officers and ordered a reduction in 4-star officers. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has summoned scores and perhaps hundreds of generals and admirals from around the world to meet on short notice next week at a Marine Corps based in Virginia, but has not disclosed the reason for the gathering. 4 U.S. officials said on Thursday, this past Thursday, which was 24th, 25th, somewhere around there. Listen. Listen, I'm gonna be very candid with you guys. First of all, I appreciate everybody who tune in, everybody who watches the pod, listens to the pod. It could be one person, 10 people, 100 people. There has been a surge going on with my podcast, so I want to congratulate that for sure. But this is the thing, right? While you're doing the unimportant or focusing on the unimportant stuff, the Young Thug putting out the N-word song, what rapper smashed what rapper chick, what Cardi B did, and what she said about married. Like, listen, man, this is real. So look, we about to introduce some conspiracy into this Pete Hegseth meeting, which, from what I know, hasn't been done before. This is the first of its kind. Let's go through ChatGPT though. Live. We're going to do ChatGPT live, right? We're going to do it live. Hey ChatGPT, the meeting that Hegseth is having at Quantico with the hundreds of generals for an important meeting, has that ever happened, or how many times has that happened in U.S. history? And for the audio listeners, I will read it for you when I see a result. Okay, so this is gonna be very eerie and very strange to you when I read this out. For the audio listeners, for the visual listeners, you will see this So, as of ChatGPT today, September 28th, as of this recording, ChatGPT replies, I checked, I found no definitive record of a past meeting exactly what's been proposed. Every U.S. general and admiral being summoned in a large assembly at Quantico on short notice. The sources say that the meeting called by Pete Hegseth is described as being rare, unprecedented, very unusual, and that people could not recall a similar gathering. So listen, supposedly, I have many thoughts about this, right? Of course, there are a lot of wars going on right now in the world. There are Israel's having their quarrel with Hamas. Uh, uh, we got Venezuela. We trying to find Maduro. We got this country, that country. We got China. We got China. We watching China, which is arguably our biggest threat in the world right now. And we have Russia, but this is the alarming thing about Russia. This is the alarming thing. Russia, from what I've heard and from the research that I've did and from the things that I've seen on my timeline on X, Instagram, TikTok, Russia has been sending drones to NATO territories to send a message. Now you ask me, did they bomb anything? No, they didn't bomb anything, but they're sending a message. And I can only interpret what that message is through my own brain, through my own critical thinking. From what the rumblings are in the streets in the world right now is that the Ukraine and Russia war doesn't really see a sign of being an end to it. They don't see an end to the war. And the president of the United States has sent a message to Russia, and it almost seemed like he flipped on his determination to strike a peace deal. He has been bigging up Ukraine for being strong, and I think he's even said that allegedly, Ukraine can actually win the war. That's a big red flag for Putin. Putin don't like to be scared. Of course, this is just me going off my recollection. So, after these drones and these fighter jets been sent to NATO territory, it can't be a coincidence that the defense or the Secretary of War is not the Secretary of Defense no more. He is of War now. The Defense Secretary, he's the Secretary of War now. He calls up 800 generals and admirals to Quantico. Okay? Quantico is a very famous military base. Agents get trained, soldiers get trained, people that represent the CIA, the Army, the Marines, they have probably touch base over there, each and every one of them. This is a very landmark area for that type of personnel. From what ChatGPT has shown us is that type of an event has never happened before. Russia is a very powerful adversary. An adversary that rivals us in nuclear weaponry, that rivals us in ammo, weapons, tactics. A very dangerous adversary. This is why, when it came to that peace deal, this was very important for the world and probably would have struck or guaranteed a Nobel Peace Prize for such as a Donald Trump, even though he has stopped many wars and the year hasn't ended yet. But this particular war has a lot riding on it, has a lot on the line. Territory is on the line, pride is on the line. A lot of lives have been lost on both sides, right? So, as a president, you see Russia step on your territory, on NATO lands, sending a message. Pete Hegseth seen it. Pete Hegseth has the duty to give his briefings and give his thoughts and to plan out the next strategy for the war games ahead, right? But I think there's something a little bit deeper that people aren't talking about, because we have been in major wars before, but this type of meeting has never happened as we can recall from our history and in our minds. We have never seen this before, not even for Iraq, right? So we could go to 3-Eye Atlas. Now you say, hey, what is 3-Eye Atlas? You never heard of 3-Eye Atlas? ChatGPT, what is 3-Eye? Let me give me a short summary on what 3-Eye Atlas is and some conspiracies on what people that are credible and uncredible or less credible have given about 3-Eye Atlas. For the audio listeners, this is live, and I'm gonna say what I found or what ChatGPT has found. 3-Eye Atlas is the name given to a newly observed interstellar object, confirmed in 2025, is only the third interstellar visitor we've reliably identified passing through our solar system, after Oumuamua in 2017 and 21 Borisov in 2019. Some of the properties so far: it has a hyperbolic trajectory, meaning it's not gravitationally bound to the sun. That's how astronomers conclude it's not outside. It's not from. No. That's how astronomers conclude it's from outside our system. Now, look, if you don't know, this is what I've learned recently, is that asteroids, comets, interstellar objects that pass through our solar system might pass by Earth. They might even land, hit something on Earth. They come from our solar system, most of them. And it's very seldom, very few times where something outside of our solar system enters and has the possibility of getting close to Earth. And because an object might be from a whole nother solar system, that might bring foreign objects, foreign material that we've never seen before, that enters our solar system, that may question and may change the future of what we know, what we do know, what we don't know about what's really out there in the universe. Okay? And now you could say Russia caused this giant grand meeting with Pete Hegseth, right? But I think there's something else to it. I think it has something else to do with 3-Eye Atlas. The scientists don't know what it is. It's moving weird. It's changing position. doing things differently that the usual comet would do. But let me keep reading some of the details that ChatGPT has shown. It shows comet-like activity, a coma, gas dust envelope, and outgassing of volatile substances. Observations, including those from JWST, suggesting that its coma is dominated by carbon dioxide but also has water, CO, dust, etc. The ratio of CO2 and H2O is unusually high for a comet like object. Now, conspiracies and speculation. Because this object is rare and mysterious, it has spawned a lot of speculation, some of it more credible, some much less. Below are several ideas people are floating and which ones have more backing versus less. Speculation slash theory, possibly an alien probe or artificial craft. Now look, I'm not saying that this is a guarantee that it's this, right? But if you've been paying attention to the world right now and you're a person that likes conspiracies, aliens, you like to dig deep into all that stuff. You've been watching things happen. You've been seeing aliens, odd things happen, odd objects happen, people posting up YouTube videos, TikToks. Could be AI generated. We don't know, right? You don't know, we don't know, I don't know. But there's something fishy going on. There's disclosures happening. There is meetings with Congress happening talking about aliens. They trying to prime you for what's ahead if this thing is ahead. I don't think 800 generals should be meeting for Russia, even though I think Russia is a big enemy. I think this has something to do with it. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an astronomer. I don't know. But whatever is going on with Three Eye Atlas and Russia and all these wars happening all at the same time could all be in cohesion with this meeting going on. Okay, we don't know what this thing is. We don't know what this thing carries. We don't know if it's a visitor from somewhere else, if it's an asteroid. We don't know what it is. We know, or they know, the scientists that have been observing this thing know that it's unusual. That's a red flag for me. It's never something like this. It has never been seen before since Oumuamua and Borisov 21. Okay, I suggest you look up what those things are. With all these race wars or potential race war happening, hip hop culture destroying itself, destroying its people, whatever. Supposedly there's a war on Christianity. From what I'm seeing, there's a war on Christianity happening. There's a war on common sense happening. There's a war on men happening. There's a war on the economy. There's a war on jobs with AI happening. All these things happening at one time. You can't turn around and not see a problem. There is this potential hazard that could happen that may make you forget that your problems, may forget that you having a little spat with your best friend or your friend or your girl or whatever. That tiny argument you had no longer matters because now you have a common enemy potentially, or something unknown, unseen will meet you, or will get will you'll be able to see this thing. It will meet your gaze. Wow, this mysterious alien is here. Or these aliens are here. What if they're hostile? Do you really care that you and your friend got into that argument yesterday? Huh? Do you really care about that? Would you really care about that? You got Young Thug saying the N-word multiple times in his record, even changed his skin color on his album. Blue eyes, white skin. Said the N-word multiple times. He's black, so I guess it's acceptable, right? So this white man, Charlie Kirk, he passed, he lost his life, and a lot of y'all was talking the most, and he's never said the N-word that many times. But y'all want to get respected. Y'all want respect. Y'all had Young Thug song go top 60 in the world. There's no outrage for that. He even changed his color to make a point. He changed his skin color and changed his eye color to make a point. And I think I watched an interview and he said, yo, people say that if you go white, you start selling more. So I just decided to change my skin color on the album cover and change my eye color, and just to see what happens, just to have people talking. First song is called Ninja. He says the N-word with the ER 90 times on the record. But we don't have that emotional attachment and that anger for him because he looks like us, right? All I'm saying is people should embrace their hypocrisy, and when people don't respect you because you calling yourself something that if they called you that you get mad for, or if they called you on what you're not accountable for, you get mad. Don't get mad. Just be like, all right, maybe that's something I can learn from. Maybe I could learn from this and my people could be better from this. Right? So aliens touch down. Maybe. I don't know. Everything even I just said about what Young Thug talking about doesn't matter, right? Now it's human versus alien. It ain't white and black, or white versus black, or light skinned Dominican versus dark skinned Dominican, or light skinned Mexican versus dark skinned Mexican. All that shit don't matter. All it matters now is we all have a common potential threat that could be here at any week, month, year. And now you want to embrace and disregard all the problems, all the petty issues that you had, right? When there's war outside, all those petty arguments go away. Huh? But that's all I wanted to talk about with this episode, man. This ain't a long, it's probably my shortest episode in a while. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Check your notifications, of course. Welcome to another episode of Think Pieces and Conversations. Check me out on every podcast platform. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on Instagram, X, TikTok. I love y'all, man. Stop arguing about that petty shit. You don't know what type of challenges meet you tomorrow, and you might need that person. I'm out of here.